Alright guys, welcome back to Half Rod's YouTube channel here at Area 55, and it's time for mail call once again. So I've gotten 3 packages in from subscribers, people that has emailed me, and they enjoy the videos and stuff, and they're just getting rid of their old stuff and donating it to the channel, and it's awesome, man. I freaking love it. I'm probably the only person in the world that gets excited over used parts like that. But anyway, I got some good stuff. So I have already opened these and kind of been through them a little bit, but we'll go back through, or I'm going to go back through on video, obviously. So these 2 packages are from a subscriber named Joe. And anyway, he sent me a little note here. And anyway, I have got 2 packages from him, and I'm going to go through here and show you what we got. Pretty awesome stuff, let me tell you. And then I've got another package from another subscriber, and I'll open it after I go through these 2. So anyway, this is things from Joe here. So got a really nice new looking 750 vacuum secondary Holley. Dual line 3310. It's pretty new. Still got the new tag on it and stuff. I hit him up about this in email and asked him what the story was on this, and he got it in on a parts deal or something, so he doesn't know anything about it. But obviously, I know how to build and tune these, so I'll be able to get that done. But the carburetor's in really nice shape, man. Really, really nice. So got a manual steering arm from him, or idler arm. So it even has new bushings. Looks like he put a new bushing in this one, and then there's a new bushing sitting on here that has to go in the center link. But judging by this, he already painted it and everything and already installed one bushing. I'm assuming he went with an idler arm bearing conversion kit. Very, very good upgrade for a Tri-5 Chevy if you're still running manual steering. If you're running power steering, don't bother because you're not going to notice anything. So this says 55 Chevy working fuel gauge. So you got 2 brand new screws in the package. Pretty awesome stuff. It's got a nice little cover screwed to it. So this is an original that he says it works. I can always use fuel gauges. I went through 2 of them on my car before I found one that actually worked and read correctly. So that's really, really cool. A few more little gizmos in here. Got a clock for the passenger side of the dash on a 55-56. And I gotta say, the quality of this is really clean. Like, this is a really nice one. Usually these chrome bezels here are really pitted out, and the knobs really pitted out. These are really, really nice. Even the lens is nice. I almost thought it was brand new when I first opened the box, but I mean, it still could be, honestly. It's got something written on the back of it, and I can't make it out. But anyway, nice, really nice condition clock. I think I will plug that in and check it out and see if it'll work. This is pretty cool because I've been wanting this clock, or I mean this tachometer. This is an auto gauge chrome tack that is it's got a little bit of oxidation on it, but it'll clean up pretty nice. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. Been wanting that tack for my 2-door post project. And in the bottom of this we got, it's in a Carter box. He must have put on a new Carter fuel pump. Actually, this one doesn't look that old. So here's a Carter block mount fuel pump that looks used, but I need to find out if that works or not, or if it needs a, if I'm not mistaken, you can get a rebuild kit for these. I've never run one of those Carters before. Looks like that's it for this box. Get started on the second one here. All right, box number 2 from Joe. Here we go. Looks like I got a new speedometer lens. Looks like it's got a few little light scratches in it, but I can polish those out. That is really cool because, you know, every time you drag in a 55, 56 Chevy or even a 57, it needs a new speedometer lens for sure. Here is this is a column seal. Goes up against the firewall. This is the thick sponge one. And these things are very expensive, and this looks pretty new. I think these things are like 30 bucks or something ridiculous. This is for automatic because it doesn't have the hole in it for a standard shift. So that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Got an unmarked box here. Has some Chinese writing on it. Fuel pressure regulator. Polished one. Oh, it says Holley right on it. 12-804 part number. This looks brand new. I don't even know if this has ever been used. Like, the bracket doesn't have any marks on it from screws. That's freaking awesome, man. Fuel pressure regulator, Holley. Like, we got a Moog suspension box. It's 55 Chevy on it right there. Looks like it's all the nuts and bolts from a ball joint. As many of them as there are, I'm going to assume that is probably a lower, possibly ball joint. There's more stuff in the bottom of the box, more nuts and washers and stuff. He did say he attended a class on Holley carburetors back years ago, and he got this folder, and it says Understanding Holley Carburetor, Performance Tuning and Adjustments. So this is really cool. Alright. I'm definitely going to look over that. I've read a lot of books on Holleys through the years. Looks like some little 3.5-inch two-way speakers. MA Audio. Those sure do look cool. They don't look that old either. Got some speaker wire on them. This is the other one, so there's a pair of those. Pretty awesome stuff. Always needing speakers. Alright, this is the complete, mostly complete besides the bezel, I should say, instrument cluster, the speedometer. Wrapped up pretty good. Now, extra speedometer setup here. That's pretty awesome because I can always clean that head and stuff, re-lube it, and get that back up to working again. What is this? 55, 56 lens dash gin oil and color insert set. Got a glove box knob, and I think that's a trunk lock with a key in it. I just dropped a screw there. Thought I heard my dog coming in here. Got another key here. It must be 2 keys. So there's a trunk lock with a key. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Every time I drag in a Tri-5 something, there's never no keys for the car. There's a Bel Air horn center with the V8 emblem in the center. Pretty cool. I do not have an extra one of those, but I do now. I remember seeing these a while ago. So this is brand new shackle bushings. There's 4 of them for the rear shackles on a Tri-5. So that is really, really cool because those always need replaced. There's some different, looks like bulb sockets, plastic and metal for the instrument cluster and some other stuff. Looks like some standard transmission stuff. Looks like some of that. Yeah, I'm going to say that's some standard transmission stuff there. What's this? Speedometer. And it is. So there's another speedometer head. Needle's bent a little bit. Usually these break. Needs to be worked over, but it's seized up, but I can unseize that. 63,359 miles. Redo that box there. Couple wheel spacers, pretty thin ones. That is really awesome because I actually need these for my Monte Carlo SS out there with the wheels that I put on it. I have to have a little thin spacer on there to make them work. Here, this looks like a brand new sending unit gasket for the gas tank sending unit. Got a points distributor. Looks like somebody's cleaned it up and painted it. It's got a cap and stuff on it, vacuum advance. Might have a little wear in it, but that can be utilized on something. Pretty awesome because the box that I got from another subscriber had a coil in it. So he said this is off his old car. Here's another Holley carburetor, and this is also a 750 vacuum secondary. Manual choke, both are manual chokes, which I prefer manual over electrics, just me. Anyway, that's pretty cool. He said it was painted. I think he said he did not paint this, it was painted when he got it or something, but I can always use carburetors because they can be rebuilt. Most of the throttle shafts are worn out. Ooh, even got I did not see that a while ago, a chrome dual line for the carburetor. So that is all of the stuff from Joe. Now I need to go get the other box and bring it out and do a video on it. So I'll be right back. All right, so now I've got another box from a subscriber, and his name is Jerry. So thank you, Jerry, for the parts. And he told me I wasn't going to like, he told me he was sending me a steering wheel, and he told me I wasn't going to like it, but I could use it to, like, something that you could move around the yard or whatever if you needed a steering wheel on a car. And I got to tell you, it's totally opposite. I actually love the steering wheel. This takes me back to the 90s, man, when the billet craze was going. It came with a hub, and I think the screws and stuff are inside of it. This is actually a vintage Boyd's steering wheel, and it's a full wrap. It's not a half wrap. Anyway, that horn center goes in there, hub kit and everything. And I just think it's awesome because I really remember wanting a Boyd's steering wheel and Boyd's wheels. I had a set of Boyd's wheels at one time, but I never had the steering wheel. Anyway, I think it's cool. I honestly don't know if I'll ever use it on anything, but it'd sure be some cool wall art. It just takes me back to the 90s. So here is a Excel coil box, which I'm assuming he bought a brand new coil. And this one is his old one. It doesn't have a sticker on it or anything anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's Excel because it has the brown top on it. It's chrome. It says Made in USA right on the bottom of it. Oh wow, this thing's leaking. Well, crap. Well, that thing, I believe, is done for. That kind of sucks because I got a points distributor. I could have used that coil on it, with it, I guess. That's all right, though. All right, I got another speedometer set up. Anyway, if you are dragging in an old 55, 56, or 57, or just about anything, if you drag one in and you're going to try to get it running and moving really quickly and drive it down the road, and it's been sitting for decades, I would advise you to reach up behind that dashboard and unscrew that speedometer cable, because these get real sticky or stuck, and as soon as you start trying to drive the car and that speedometer can't move freely, it will break the spring off in there and you'll have to replace your whole unit, the whole speedometer head. So it needs to be taken out. It needs to be cleaned with brake clean. I have a video in my playlists, Tri-5 Tech Tips. There's a video in there on how to clean and lube your speedometer, and you re-oil that and that thing will spin like nobody's business. Really, really good way to save money by just doing it yourself. Came with a old school billet insert, which I've never had one of these. That's pretty trick looking, really. So I'm assuming Jerry's car had a lot of billet stuff on it at one time, and he's debilletized it, we'll say. Oh, almost didn't see that. Speedometer lens, brand new. That is awesome. That's something that when you drag one in, if you're even going to try to get it running and driving, you want to clean some things up and, you know, make stuff work correctly, you always need a speedometer lens, because they're usually got all them cracks all in them and stuff. So this is kind of funny. It's a funny story. So the last time I done an unboxing video, there was a push button radio, AM factor radio in there. Now, I had stated in that video that I usually put mine sometimes in the glove box. My newer radios, you know, newer stereo, like I still get those old school, like CD players, AM/FM CD player, and the reason is you can find one anywhere for like $100, brand new, even a name brand one. And I usually put them in the glove box. That way I don't cut my dash up. Now, in order to put a radio in the factory dash on a 55, 56, you have to have that special radio because they're so wide. They're so wide here. And so usually people put radios in the glove box to, you know, save the dash and just be cheap because they don't want to spend $400 on a retro sound radio. But it's always nice to have the radio, the original radio, in the dash to plug the hole. So this is pretty awesome. This is a push button. And I've got a buddy of mine that has a car that his radio's missing out of his dash, and I give him crap about it all the time. He doesn't have a factory radio to put in there to plug the hole in his dash. But every time I get in the car, it's the first thing I notice because you can see inside the dash, you know what I mean? So I am going to donate him this radio if he wants it. I'm pretty sure he'll take it. I'm not going to sell it to him, I'm going to give it to him. That way, he doesn't have a hole in his dash anymore. Looks like I got knobs with it, the little bezels and the knobs with it. These are 56. 56 has the knurling on the knobs around it. So 55 was just a smooth one. That is, oh, it's even got the two black plastic knobs that go behind the main knobs. So that's pretty much a complete radio. And I have an extra bracket that goes to this. There's a stud on here, and there's a little bracket that goes to this that bolts up in behind your dash, and I have an extra one of those. So anyway, pretty cool. Got a radio. Here is that's actually the nut and the washer for that radio bracket, and then there's one big large nut for the radio there. I think I may have one or two of those actually. Looks like I got a bag of, these are the instrument cluster screws. So that is really freaking cool, man. I love getting used parts. I don't know why. I freaking love it. It's awesome. I got to tell you, as far as an update, let me give you an update. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera and restart it. I have an update I want to give you on something I talked about in the past on my channel. Alright guys, so the update I wanted to talk about was a 55 four-door Bel Air sedan body that I have mentioned in some of my videos for the past 2 years probably. So I've had this 55 body located for about 5 years, and I've known the car for decades, but I have been hounding this guy for a good 5 years. And he told me last summer, was the last time I talked to him, he told me then, he goes, I ought to just go ahead and give you the car because he's not going to do anything with it. And I told him I can save the car. And anyway, he's kind of him-hawing around about it. But on the other side of it, he has a couple of 56 Chevys. He has I think he's building a two-door sedan, so he might need the trim off the windshield or the back glass or something. And he also mentioned he might need the window regulators out of it to put in the two-door, which I don't think four-door sedan window regulators interchange with two-door. But I told him I would come over there, take all that stuff off that car, and give it to him before I even took the car. And anyway, I let it go at that, you know. And 2 days ago, I gave him a text message out of the blue, and I said, I'm still interested in that old four-door body if you've ever decided to get rid of it. And asked him how he was doing, because I think he's got cancer. Anyway, he texted back. He said he's been in the hospital for weeks. He's getting out, and to contact him in a couple of weeks. So maybe that's good news. So I'm hoping I can get this car. Now, let me talk about this car for a second. This car, I feel like I am the only guy that can save this car. 100%. I'm the only guy in the world that would save this car. If he left the earth, a scrap guy would end up taking this car to a scrapyard. It's already been used as a parts car. It's stripped out. It's just the body. There's no chassis. It's just from the firewall to the taillights. That's it. The doors are on it, the glass is in it, the deck lid's on it, but the seats are in it. But it's been stripped apart. You know, the chassis, who knows where it went. Now, the body was placed on a rock pile, and that's the main reason that I kind of want the car. Although, admittedly, I haven't really looked the car over enough as if I was going to build it. But what I did look at on the car the last time I had hand-to-hand experience with it is I think it's fixable. But it's sitting on a big rock pile, big rocks. So, which is good because it won't be rusted out on the bottom from sitting in dirt. You know what I mean? I'm sure the car's got rust in it. I'm sure it does. But it's not going to be as bad as like that four-door that Randy gave me where it's set in on the dirt. You know, on the dirt, and the whole floors was gone in it. But I think this car is savable. I really do. But it's going to need a lot of parts, but this is my idea. So I want to get this car, and I don't want to paint anything. I just want to take all the parts that I've gathered up and parts that you guys have sent and build a car out of it. And make it run, drive, move, road legal, tagged, insured, everything. Make it a legit car, but not painted. So it'll be pretty hideous looking because it'll be 10 different colors, you know, pitted chrome and all kinds of stuff like that. I just think it'd be cool, man, because it'd be a car that you guys physically helped me build, you know what I mean? And you'd get to see it on the channel. But anyway, I just think it'd be cool. Some people may not, but I think it's cool. Now, I don't need another project car. I don't. But I'm looking at this as I'm going to save the car, and I feel like in probably just a week or two, I can put this car together and have it running and driving. And I know these cars that well, you know what I mean? Now, I did kind of the same thing with the two-door post body. In 6 days, I made that car run, drive, and move. It has brakes, it stops, it does everything it needs to do. It's just not safe to drive on the road because it's so rusty. And it's not completely put together, you know what I mean? But this car, I want to do that, and I don't want to half-ass it. I don't want to put just like 5 bolts out of something that takes 10. I want the car to be completely put together, every nut, bolt, and screw accounted for, just not painted. And I just think that'd be cool. I could run parts in it. I could, you know, some of my friends, maybe even my brother might want to drive it sometimes, go on a, you know, a car cruise or something in it. It'd be cool, I think, to save it. But anyway, that remains to be seen whether I get the car or not. It all depends on him. But I am going to follow up with him and see what he's thinking. I'm always looking for, you know, another 55 four-door body because I have so many parts here. Because I can put a car together with it. Now, when you're talking building a car and painting it and stuff, that's when the years come in for me, because you have to have all brand new parts at that point and the paint supplies and all that, and it just takes years. But this car, I just want to save it by putting it all together, and then if something does happen to it down the road, it is worth saving because it's all together. You know what I mean? In my eyes anyway. But I'm going to show you something. You're going to have to pause the screen, but I'm going to show you why I am the way I am. I got this clipping out of I took it out of an old Street Rodder, Custom Rodder magazine back in the 90s, early 90s. And I want to put it up to the screen, and I'm going to have you all pause the screen and read this. And then you'll understand why I am the way I am when it comes to cars and parts and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I've saved a lot of cars, I really have, but I don't know, man. I just feel like I can save that car. I hope I can save that car. If not, maybe somebody else has got a four-door body out there somewhere that is fixable. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this video put together and get it sent out, so you guys will have something to watch. And then I'm going to be working all this week and next week for sure on Dan's two-door conversion. And I will be having a video coming out of that. It's just, I want to put a lot of clips together before I actually put a video out, instead of trying to do a daily deal on it with just showing a video, 20 minutes or 30 minutes of, you know, just doing plug welds or something. So anyway, there will be a video coming out on it pretty soon. But thanks for watching. And if you sent parts, thanks for the parts. Much appreciated.